For those of you using the CBC app, we have really tried to adapt all the changes I presented to you into the app so that it's more usable. And there are about 4 changes that I can talk you through. So the first change we've made to the app is we've of course made sure that the content structure within the app is now fully in line with the curriculum designs. So if you check the structure of the strands, the sub-strands, and everything else, it is now fully in line with the latest curriculum designs. Big change there, and an important one, so that if you're following the older curriculum designs, or if you're following your schemes of work, which maybe had the older structure, you might notice a difference in the CBC app, especially in some learning areas where the changes are more than others. Change number 2 is we've used some of the assessment rubrics from 2017 to 2023 alongside the 2024 rubrics. So what do I mean here? There are some instances, like you can go to a substrand and you look at the rubrics for 2024. Remember I said that very few, they reduced them drastically. In some cases, they reduced it so drastically that a substrand or learning outcomes have no assessment rubrics to go with it. Very insufficient. So in those cases, we added back the rubrics from 2017 to 2023 and we labeled them so that you really can know the difference between this was a rubric from the previous set of curricula and this is a present one. It's the right thing to do because it still addresses the same learning outcome, but we added it back to make it easy for you as a teacher to actually teach and assess the way you would do it. Especially in mathematics, in cases where you teach in stages and you want to assess in stages. The 2024 rubrics sometimes removed some of the assessments that were available for the various stages. So we've added them back so that it can make more sense while you're assessing on a day-to-day basis. The third change we've made is expansion of the assessment rubrics for better usability. So what do I mean by expansion? Remember I said we have generalized assessment rubrics. And remember I said we have cases where we have one rubric for so many learning outcomes. In this case, we took the trouble to interpret what was there and expanded them just for better usability. So for example, if the assessment rubric said the child can tell Bible stories, and then we have story of Samson, story of Joseph, etc. We broke it down and said the child can tell the story of Joseph. And we put that together with the substrand relating to the story of Joseph. The child can tell the story of Samson. And we put that alongside the substrand that talks about the story of Samson. That's what we mean by expansion of the rubrics. In cases where we have that super rubric, that peculiar type of rubric that assesses netball and singing, rhythm, and something in painting and all that, we just broke it down and allocated it to the various substrands. That's what we mean by expansion. So you might find it more usable. When you look at it this way, it might possibly help you as a teacher to be able to still utilize the 2024 rubrics, but where they need to be without a lot of extra work on your part. And finally, assessment rubrics for CSL projects. So we've now integrated Community and Service Learning project, CSL, into the rubrics in social studies, in upper primary and junior school, and in environmental activities, in lower primary and in pre-primary. So there's now a strand called CSL projects, and you can put up your own rubrics depending on the CSL project you've designed, or you can utilize the ones that have been done by KICD, especially in junior school, grade 7 and 8. You can utilize those already, or you can create for yourselves in the rest of the classes. But a big change in the app is that is now there. You can now take care of projects within the app and actually keep a record of it. And in fact, you can go ahead and upload evidence of assessment, and you can even go ahead and upload the assessment tool that you used. So that's a big change we've made to the app in line with these changes to the curriculum.